Alison here. Thanks for joining me. This video is going to be the first of a series of step-by-step tutorials on bracelet making. Today's video, I'll show you how to braid a 6-wire copper cuff bracelet with minimal tools. I'm going to be using a 14 gauge bare half hard copper wire. You could use a 12 or a 16 gauge wire. You can also take this pattern to another level by stepping up the gauge, really using a thicker wire, hammering it. You can heat patina it. You can put copper plates on the end of the cuffs. So there's many ideas that you can use. Today is obviously going to just be the basic pattern. I hope this video at the end of the day will encourage you to make your own bracelet for yourself or for somebody else, or who knows, there's a great market out there for them as well. You'll see also with a little bit of resourcefulness just how easy it is to make something nice without spending spans of money. And to top it all, it's a whole lot of fun. But let's get cracking. Okay, here's the setup. As I said, we're going to be using very few tools today. Little pair of pliers, little pair of side cutters, a file, a ruler, and then obviously your wire. And I've just taken another little piece of wire just to measure my cuff. Basically, this is 15 centimeters, so that's what we're aiming for. Okay, I've got 3 wires here. It's going to be half hard. It is not soft or dead soft copper. This is salvaged from electrical wiring, and the measurements are obviously 50 centimeters, which we're going to divide or fold, should I say, in half, and you're going to have 6 wires measuring 25 centimeters each. Okay, we'll just get the ruler out the way. We finished measuring. So, oh, you can use a vise. Today, because I said we're not using very many tools, I want to show you can just basically use a hook as long as it's nice and sturdy, because you're going to have to put a bit of tension on your wires. If you've got a vise, obviously lock it into place and use that. Otherwise, a hook does quite perfectly. You can even hook it, screw it into a old table or something like that. Okay, so we're just going to thread that into there. We're going to measure. Just tighten them up there. What I'm going to do is I've got a little piece of wire here. I'm just going to squeeze these closed here. Okay. And just secure that. Okay, with the wires nicely secured now, what you do is you take 4 wires and you push them up to the top, and on the other side, on the right hand side, push them up to the top as well. And the middle 2 wires, give them a twist of 180 degrees. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the top wire on the right hand side, and you're going to go under, and you're going to follow this wire here. Okay. And then on the left hand side, you're going to go over to the right hand side, and you're going to follow this wire. Okay. And you're going to bend the 2 on that side, 2 on that side, bend them up again, pull, give it a bit of tension, and give it 180 degree twist. Okay, same thing, right, under, follow that wire, left, over, follow that wire. Push your 4 top wires up again. Pull, give it tension, keep your tension the same right through the bracelet, obviously. Give it a tug and twist. That one right under, left over, and twist. Getting a bit twisted here. Okay, so always the top, right, under, left, top wire, over. Middle 2 wires, 180-degree twist. Okay, we're just going to carry on like this till we finished our pattern. Oops. Look how the wire is oxidizing already. It's a very humid day here today. It's almost instant if you're using bare copper. Just be sure when you're following that wire with this one, just make sure that it doesn't cross over or whatever. It must fit in there snugly. Make your bend, curve your bend in so it fits in nice and snugly. this is just a little old piece of resin from a flopped resin project. It comes in quite handy actually. We just need to tap something a little bit. Okay, so we're going to prepare the cuffs now. What I usually do is just put a touch of solder on each end. If you don't have soldering facilities, you can use a little bit of resin or super glue, and then you just file it or file it round neatly. So yeah, let's go. So we're going to round this off a little bit, just slightly. I'm going to give it a little bit more of a hammering. Just going to cut these end ones off a little bit. Get this guy here again. Just do it one good whack. Okay, that will file. You can't really cut it. It's going to leave a big sort of gap there if you do cut it. Okay, so we'll put a little bit of super glue on the ends there, and let it dry nicely, and then we'll file the cuffs. Okay, I was quite generous with the super glue. Let it dry, and I'll see you now. Okay, so the super glue is nice and dry, so we're going to do a bit of filing. Go on to the other side. Okay, that's basically done. Now we're going to bend it. Basically all you're going to do is you're going to hold it, put your thumbs on the ends like that, and you're going to push your fingers, your little fingers around and curve it. We don't have to hammer it on something round or anything like that. We don't want it round, we want it more in a cuff shape. Just push down with your thumbs to get your cuff and pull out. Just adjust as you go, and grab your pliers and bend that in a little. Okay, so we're going to go through the process of cleaning the bracelet finally. Okay, so what we're going to do is get a little plastic bowl of something sorts. It's a very simple little mixture. You've got the ingredients in your kitchen, so we're going to take about half a cup of white vinegar, okay, and then a bit of salt. I'm using some coarse salt. You can use ordinary salt, doesn't matter. Probably about a tablespoon of salt in there. I might have used a bit more. Okay, and give it a good swirl. So what happens is the vinegar is the acid. It reacts with the salt and it gets rid of the copper oxide that forms on the copper. So we're going to swirl that until the salt dissolves a little bit. Pop it in there. Give it a little swirl. It doesn't have to take long. This was not very dirty copper. Probably 15 seconds would even do the trick. So give it another couple of little swirls there. Yep, it's clean. Take it out. The difference there already. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit dull. So we need to give it a final polish, and also we need to neutralize the acid now. Otherwise, you're going to see your copper bracelet is going to tarnish very, very quickly because of that chemical. Okay, so I've got one little bowl here, old margarine bowl. I've brought my zinc to the table, the work table. Okay, all we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of kitchen scourer. We're going to pop a little bit of dishwashing liquid on there, and we're just going to give it a little polish. That should do the trick. Clean water here. Cloth, dry it off. There we go. Little hair there. That's it, quick and simple.